Napoleon Total War with the Eras mod. Before we go any further, I want to make a clarification that up until this point we haven't been playing the correct mod, as per se, that I made a mistake in not setting up the loading order in the mod manager correctly. I have done that now, so hopefully the changes will just smoothly take over and we will not notice anything. The thing is why I didn't realize this until episode 4, as it is right now, was that as far as I could see, the only thing that I noticed that was wrong was the textures on the cannons. And that was about it. But now it's fixed and everything should be fine. Another correction is also that the artillery here is now, of course, renamed to Kirkman's Gunners. With that, we can go back to the episode. Last time around, we defeated the Belgians at the Battle of Brussels. Today, we're looking to defeat the Royalist army over here, and then once again beat down the Württembergers. And we can go into... I talked so much about it in the last one, I feel. But we will definitely have in consideration as we move further to create vassals so we can keep moving rather getting stuck like this. With that said, I don't actually have any moves to make. In between episodes I killed the little Royalist army, and that's about it. So if we want anything to happen, we should end turn and see where the enemy strikes us first. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do just that. And there it is. So of the two fights, this one was the one that I was most worried about, because the enemy has a lot of light infantry, can do a lot of damage. The cannons, of course, can do a lot of damage. And the cavalry, as we've seen. But we won't know until we're actually on the battlefield. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fight this battle as the rebels are coming at us. The troops are coming into position, as we can see. We can actually see the light infantry moving rather fast here, and now starting to fire up the flank of some of these regiments. I'm gonna order these three to go out onto the flank and then hit them through the flank. And then I'm gonna have these 5 hold the flank here, or hold the center, I should say, against the oncoming Fusiliers. We've got the guard brigade in the center with 2 of these units deployed into skirmish formation, and then I have additional 3 Fusiliers stationed on the right. Okay, we're starting to trade fire now, and also we've got the batteries starting their fire. However, we're definitely going to suffer a lot more casualties due to musket fire than the enemy. Now, I'm hoping this line holds long enough for the attack of the flank here to go in. The thing also which I noted is that since only first rank is firing, the fire and advance is actually quite useful in producing a lot of fire. They decided to come way too close in front of Kirkman's Gunners, and he slaughters that regiment. I'm intending to attack here, bayonets, while this force right here was destroyed. I thought this was going to be worse. It's going pretty okay right now. These 2 are set to fire and advance. The thing though which I noted with fire and advance is they'll go through the entire group, fire and advancing, and then they'll just return to the original position. Like, one of the big things I would say is that you actually want the advance to like continuously gain ground. I don't want them to revert to their original position, which kind of becomes pretty pointless to fire in advance if that is the case. And as the battle is under control, I'd say, we can go ahead and take a look, and clearly, as we can see here, the texture on the gun is now perfectly fine. I don't know if there was any other textures that I noted. I noted the general. The general actually has the new textures as well, so that's good. Sounds like a cavalry attack is coming in, which could be difficult for the 3 battalions that are charging over here. We'll stop the fire in advance and go back into normal battalion. Or the enemy decides to move in closer here. Right, so the cavalry replaced basically the unit here which I defeated. Hopefully the troops should have no problem in defeating those. All the enemy troops, basically all their infantry, is now in full retreat. So we'll order the troops to advance upon the enemy's position. We'll switch to round shot for the guard artillery and so on. And we'll start to pummel the enemy's artillery position. As the enemy's cavalry are coming on, we'll be ordering the troops into square as well. Alright, get the battalions out on that side. Might be time to hold the advance here. We are... oh, we managed to hit the enemy officer. As the artillery is bouncing the shots through there. Right, we'll go ahead and boost them. To make sure that we make the most out of that. The enemy breaking apart on all fronts. As much as I thought that this could possibly have turned into a dangerous fight, that was clearly not the case, as we can see here. As the enemy is being beaten back everywhere. Alright, let's continue. We're blasting their cannons back here, which I don't know how useful they have been in doing anything. I'm gonna move my general just in case. Got Fusilier right on the top there. Should be able to break them soon enough. Ordering for a bayonet charge. clearly, though, I think, seeing as though their batteries are faltering under the heavy fire of our Imperial guns, and that their infantry is only at certain points able to put up very mild, pathetic defense. Against our troops. I think I could definitely go ahead and declare this a victory. Here's the results of the battle. The enemy lost 1,400 men out of 2,000. And out of my 4,000 I lost 747. Highest kills goes to Kirkman's gunners. No surprise, they had pretty good spot there. Firing canister on the rest of them. Then we have Fusiliers, nondescript. Nothing more interesting to be said there. And the battle is immediately followed up by the attack by the Royalists. Grouchy! Do not fail me this time. And here come Grouchy, ready to beat the enemy Royalist army. And just as I say that, and trying to make a thematic entrance, they start bombarding him with artillery. Grouchy will retire. He never made it up to the battlefield. Never got a chance to look at it because the enemy started bombarding him. Or, although I think they were bombarding the 17th battery. That's probably what they were bombarding. Now the 17th and the 14th battery is ready to deploy. So we'll go ahead and deploy them. And we already have fighting over on the right side of the battlefield, where we've got Zhongban in the 9th, the incomparable, beating the enemy. Given the position here, I actually want to gain ground with the 2 battalions that we have here, the 20th and Joshua's 57th, to kind of focus fire like that towards them. The batteries have started up, smashing through the enemy. And as I deploy my troops over here, and with the 2 that I was about to set up over here, will overwhelm the Royalist forces over here. The Royalist forces are even marching 2 units right in front of the 9th. Perfect target to blast through that, and it's probably something that the artillery should take note of. Also, we have kind of the concentration of troops coming here and here. And let blast through these bastards. We are also receiving quite a bit of heavy artillery fire, but it looks like they've only been able to set up 2 of the systems. They've got an additional 2, which have yet to make it out of the woods. Hold, switch to canister fire at will, and then boost. I'm gonna have these 2 attack and dislodge these guys. We're gonna have Youngban's 9th move up to attack on that side. The rest of these battalions will start to march up. We got mass rout on this side. The enemy is fleeing in all directions. Right, is there anyone that still stands? We will now switch to round shot and start focusing in on the enemy's battery. So the 9th set up there. Actually, the 9th, you don't even need to be in skirmish formation anymore. Start marching that way, all of these. We might want to hold here and return fire on the militia. I still want to continue marching with a lot of these. Quite a few of the enemy militias are rallying, but they don't really stand a chance, do they? We will pursue and destroy them, and I'm confident enough to already now declare this a victory. And here's the results of that battle. The enemy deployed about 2,000 men against 2,800. We lost close to 500 men, while the enemy lost 1,500. Notable things during the battle was actually the high losses of the 84th Regiment. I ended the battle before then, or declared victory before, but they did end up in front of one of the enemy batteries that was able to fire off rounds of canister before being defeated, and so the unit lost 125 men out of 233 starting. So not that good, and I mean, if you compare it, quite the jump. So over 45 men lost, or actually 40 compared to the next one in the line, where most lost around 30 to 40. But there we go, the Royalists are now done as well. We actually got a heroic battle marker for this battle over the Royalists of France. The Battle of Bretagne, May of 1815. I'm gonna go ahead and follow them, pursue them to destruction, and so we can keep some kind of order and peace in this region. 300 lost on either side. Unfortunately for the enemy though, they only had 300 men. The region still quite unhappy, but I think that helped a lot. 6 more units. I do have, I think, militia on the way. I have okay. Currently 7 out of 5, so we're gonna have to recruit the other type of militia here. I'm sure that one has garrison policing bonus as well. Strong defender, superior general. Although at this point I would say I had enough of the Royalist up here. Grouchy. Closest way to support is going down to Spain. Although Davout at this point has a full stack, he's lacking single unit, and he should be ready to march into Spain soon enough. I'm waiting for cavalry though. I believe I ordered cavalry to be recruited for him, or maybe not. Well, they should now. So now we have 3. He'll already be in Madrid by the time those arrive. So should perhaps see over what we need to construct here for an army to head in the Piedmont region for an Italian campaign. We need to go ahead and close out the enemies over here. Of course, they go ahead and burn this area. Although we do have the Bavarians, kind of a lot of them moving around. Although I'm guessing that, yeah, quite easy out results in this one. They lost everything. We lost 700 men though. It's quite high. Am I able to get all of them? I was. Total destruction of the enemy rebel forces. It's a lot easier to hold this province at this point. We're getting a lot of points. Attacking general. Mentioned in dispatches. Courageous leader. We would want something more though to hold down this province. I guess there's going to be a lot of militias having to be recruited everywhere. Napoleon should probably split his armies. We're starting to get a lot of troops up here. And I've got 9,000. So I'm thinking we're going to split off. So Ney gets his own army. Eventually also here we can get specialist troops from the Belgians and the Netherlands. The 2nd Regiment Grenadiers, which I'm going to move Izzy into. And then I think, yes, I did recruit tons of Old Guard. So now we have 4 or 5 Old Guards in this, 4 Old Guards in this army. So there will be some reorganization as well. I think we've done enough though for this episode. There will be quite a bit of work in between episodes for this one, I feel like, because we're gonna close out these guys, but otherwise no one's really coming at us at the moment. So we can pause, take time to reconstruct and move armies around. I'll be able to recruit more troops and organize the armies in a fashion that I want. None of these are any good. I wonder if it's one of those similar to how it is in the World War I mod, where you're not supposed to really be changing the ministers that often, and it actually takes quite a while for them to build up points. Like they have to be in government for quite a while. I have so many of these guys. Should probably send them out and about to the other centers of culture. Currently though, all the other ones we own are on fire, so maybe not the greatest idea. But with that said, I think if we leave it off here, what we're going to do for the next one is probably the march on Madrid, followed possibly by Grouchy. If he's not, are we at war with Portugal? Ah, we need to continue on to Portugal. I wonder if Davout could deal with all of the Spanish peninsula, because then we could have Grouchy march towards Italy and start an Italian campaign. That would open up to a border or a front line towards the Austrians. So then we would meet really the first big empire, although we do actually have a border open with the Prussians. However, the Prussians have no troops here, and the Court of Appeals should probably have had a military structure there instead. They would be recruiting troops and threatening this flank. But for now, did I notice this one before? Battle of Breslau. Interesting though that seems to be the only one that's marked out here. There are no other ones. But it's an interesting thing, like concept, to have more of those present. I think comparatively to the Battle of Breslau, the Battle of Bretagne and the Battle of Brussels are not really up to par with Breslau, are they? But with that said, I will go ahead and say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.